The market just pumped on some Trump tariff action. Will this pump last? And what's going to happen to our favorites, XRP, XLM, HBAR, along with Michael Saylor, giving the market a big...
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
And be honest with me, who's been watching the Schedule 1 gameplay? That's right, have you been playing this? Have you been watching this? Oh my, I will have a channel linked for you at the end. A lot of green up on the screen. Oh, we're going to get into the reasons why, and will this market be able to hold the rally? But first, your comments. Kev Jalander says, I'm happy or sad. Good or bad, brother? But what do you really think? Imagine a 5-year timeline. Where do you truly think XRP will be at price-wise? I can take the truth. I've been taking it in all my sensitive places for years. Chew, motherfucking chew. Well, thank you for the support, Kevin. I'll be honest with you. I think it all depends on what happens with the macros. It's not about the development from these companies. It's not like anything Stellar's ever said has like helped them out price-wise. You know what I mean? Like it's all been bigger things like macros. And to be honest with you, what has a lot of it been? Well, a lot of it's been what's happened with BTC has been done to the rest of the market. Colorado Snowdog says, keep it real. OTC does not help retail. RLUSD for backing does not help retail. Agreed. This is all not news for XP. This news is only good for Ripple, which makes headlines. Headlines are deceptive. Well said there. Donnie Atkins dropping support on the channel. Thank you very much for your support, sir. But yeah, honestly, when it comes down to the price of XRP, it's all going to come down to macros. Crypto is about growth, right? Crypto is about risk. And things that are growth and risk, you need money to be cheap and plentiful for that. Growth and risk don't do well in a recession. Growth and risk do not do well when retail is getting pounded, when there are no regs. And the problem I got is, and I'm not trying to soapbox or anything, trust me, I got some really good juicy content coming on in this video. The problem is we're going to get stablecoin regs first, right? And then what? How long is it going to take for us to get regs for the rest of the market? And that's what I'm saying is this is just taking way too long. Look at the bubbles up on the screen and look at the market roaring back in the green. Why? Because Trump tariffs. Oh, not just the crypto market, but the stock market is now pumping, lowercase b, by the way. President Donald Trump announced a 90-day pause on tariffs for more than 75 trading partners that did not retaliate after sweeping duties went into effect. China, though, was like, yo, we're going to bend you over, is now putting a levy totaling 125%. China and the EU are imposing a fresh set of retaliatory duties on U.S. imports. Beijing said it was thinking of hiking even more. This is crazy. Okay, look, until the dust settles with this, you're going to have a volatile market. Will our favorites hold on to the prices that we would like? Well, I got to be honest with you. We're going to get into that, and the answer comes down to what? CPI data tomorrow. See, and that's what sucks. I wish this didn't come down to CPI data. I really wish this came down to other macros. But right now, the market is looking for an indicator. This is good that Trump backed off. But it's bad because we're dealing with what? We're still dealing with China. And that's like a massive trade partner. It's like, you know how we always talk about like the rich kid in the room? That's China, right? So if China's the rich kid in the room, we want to play with their money, and we're a rich kid in the room too, and China wants to play with our money. See, like, we want to play with each other, but we want to play with each other in fair terms and not try to bend each other over. So we're playing a little bit of financial ping pong. We're going to talk XP price coming up here shortly. Saylor breaks his silence. One-word tweet. Oh, he says hodl. What a freaking tool, dude. By the way, Saylor most recently in his last 8K filing said that they may have to sell BTC to pay expenses. That's not good. What else do I got for you? Fed rate cut odds collapsed to 15% after the tariff pause. That is not good either because that's going to keep rates higher for longer. And crypto to flourishes on what? Flourishes on money moving cheaper with less risk. And I'm talking about rates coming down, and now all of a sudden the Fed is like, no, girlfriend. No. But I get what you're saying. Klaus, we're in a little rebound-a-roni right now. It's lowercase L because, right, you know, we're only at like $2 right now. Yeah, I mean, it's good, though, because we are getting some good news with the Trump tariff thing, but we still got to swallow the big poop sandwich, which is the China battle. And then we got to swallow CPI data coming out tomorrow, live stream. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, so you don't miss out. Let's zoom in, though, to see what happened here. So once we got that announcement, all right, we're going to go to the 15-minute candlestick so you can see how fast this move actually happened in. This move happened in a total of 45 minutes. XRP going from a low of 184 all the way on up to a high of 208. We are right now floating right around 203.60. But you can see 3 candlesticks in a row right here at that 208.40, 208.50 mark. So the market's like, girlfriend, look, anything higher than 208.50, you're going to need some better news than that. Interesting that we got some near-term support. This move just happened. Near-term support right there at that $2 mark. Check it out. So you can see this move is early in the play. That's why hitting the notification bell helps, so you can get information right away on why some things happen. The big thing is this. Any market rally or any market correction is all going to be based on CPI data. Fingers crossed we get something good tomorrow because we need it. Because I really like XRP staying above $2. No, bro, you like bringing the negative news. No, I like that the channel grows, and the channel grows on positive days. The channel does not grow on red days. The channel does not grow when we're in the 180 price. The channel grows when we're like rallying, when people are excited. So trust me, I want the exciting news, but I have to bring you the news, good or bad, happy or sad. That's my promise to you. So excited? Yes, we did go from 183 to 208. Awesome. That's not bad. That's 11% in one day. But can we hold it? Well, it depends on CPI data, and it depends what happens with Trump and China. And I know what you're saying. Bro, what about XLM, HBAR, and the others? Well, to be honest with you, everything is pretty much up. It all went up in one big blob. So the story here is the story pretty much everywhere. And that's part of the frustration, isn't it? That we see the market move as this big blob on macros, not based on like ecosystem news or not based on usage of stuff. Like, think we had the announcement with Ripple buying right yesterday. We also had more news come from the SEC. That didn't do anything. All of a sudden you get a macro move, like more trade war information. Boom, market gets juicy. All of a sudden they're like, oh, this is getting better for the global perspective of things. And that's what it's all going to come down to. So to like put a specific price target down, you can't. Because there's so many wild cards at play right now. And the only frustrating thing that gets me more than it is just the time it's taken to get the regs. The time it's taking to get these players more guidance. Because you know there's people that want to play in this market. But they're still waiting because they're like, okay, cool, we're getting stable coins. Awesome. What about the rest of crypto? Well, all you're hearing is stable and that's it. That's all their focus is right now. So yeah, the market's got some things looking forward to and some things that it's not looking forward to. And let's hope we get some good news with tariff stuff. Hope we get good news with CPI data. Hope that we get good news that just keeps us up in the prices that are good. Why? Because the channel grows faster and I like bringing good news, not bad, but I bring it to you all. You know how the video ends. If you don't, I guess you're new. And if you're new, this is how it goes. You hear an echo if you put your ear next to the window when I do the ending, because everyone says it at the same time. It's choo-choo. What? Wait. Choo-choo, bitches.